What's up, guys? Welcome to the Forge Gaming. I'm Judah, and I'm here with Troy as usual. And we've got a little bit of a different kind of E3 2017 video for you guys today. In day one, EA showed off a lot of stuff, but Troy?
Yeah, there are a lot of games missing. A lot of games were missing, and so just to go through a few, Titanfall. Titanfall was not mentioned. Mass Effect. Rory McIlroy PGA Tour was not mentioned at all. Dragon Age, Dead Space, Plants vs. Zombies, just a whole lot of IPs that almost in a sense seem abandoned. NHL hockey, UFC, some of those games that are yearly, just like Madden and FIFA and NBA, which wasn't even literally because it didn't come out last year. But yeah, those games were totally not mentioned at all. So, Judah, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know that EA is limited to a time slot where they can't necessarily show off every single game that's going to be coming out. There are much more games that we didn't see than we did see, I think. My opinion is they probably wanted to bring out the big hitters and show off what people wanted to see the most. We do still have Gamescom right around the corner. In Germany, that's going to be going on, so we may see some more stuff then. EA is usually very active there, but you got to wonder in a generation where every once in a while we see games like Scalebound just kind of off the map. PGA, NHL, UFC, I think those games are all coming back. They may be a little bit short on sales, and maybe FIFA, Madden, and NBA Live maybe were the best-selling ones. I don't know. Titanfall, I'm not expecting a new Titanfall game right away, but they're bringing all this new content to Battlefield 1, which came out, after the fact, and they're already getting a huge DLC pack. So, I don't want to be too concerned for that, but, we'll see what's around the corner. But I don't want to jump to any too harsh conclusions. I mean, we pretty much are guaranteed Mass Effect Andromeda. It's been on the cover of Game Informer already. I'm not really concerned about that, but it makes me feel like these games, at least the ones we know are going to come out, are about to get delayed, like big time. That's my opinion. Troy, what do you think?
Yeah, dude, I question some things. Mass Effect Andromeda was. Dude, it got a whole lot of hate from the community because of some of the graphics and things like that, and so I feel like it's one of those things EA was like, let's not talk about that game, let's not mention that game because some people didn't really like the story, some people didn't. There's some crap about the eyeballs and some other kind of crap with the graphics that was weird, and stuff like that, and also with the PGA Tour. You got Rory McIlroy on the cover, and that whole switching from Tiger Woods to him thing. I'm not sure. They're just not trying to mention that at all. And the fact that they didn't even mention NHL and they mentioned NBA Live because both those games come out at like around the same time. Because the hockey season and the basketball season start around the same time, and those games come out around the same time. So why would you mention NBA Live and not mention NHL? NHL right now, they're currently in their playoffs, just like NBA right now. They're in the finals, and so like, why are we not talking about NHL? Some of the other things, I feel like Plants vs. Zombies, if they're going to do a third one or add any more DLC or anything like that to it, they can totally mention it at Gamescom. I feel like that may not be E3 worthy, but just some games that just weren't mentioned. Don't know if they're working on them or not, like Dead Space. Dead Space has a huge cult following. A lot of people love Dead Space, and people want more of that, but we didn't even get a mention of it. Dragon Age, we haven't got a new Dragon Age game in like 4 years, so they didn't even mention anything about Dragon Age. I don't know if they're so busy working on these new IPs that they're kind of putting some other things on the back burner, or if they're just moving ahead and they're just like, you know what, we don't know too much about those games. We're trying to move ahead with these new IPs, like the new game that's coming out. I forgot the crap that. What is that new game that's coming out called? Anthem. I don't know if that's gonna have multiplayer or anything like that, but with Titanfall 2 not even being mentioned, are they abandoning Titanfall 2 and like, hey, we're all out Anthem now. This is our new first-person shooter. Titanfall, it did okay, but it didn't do as well as they would hope. It wasn't a Call of Duty killer like everybody thought Call of Duty was his own killer. That's a whole other story. But yeah, that's what I have, man. I feel like there's some games that they just did not talk about at all because there's some deeper roots to it that we just don't know about because we're not behind the scenes. But that's all I have, man. You have anything else?
E3 is basically the World Series for all these developers. It's their time to show off. It's their time to basically make their money that they've been investing into all these games for the rest of the year. And one of the things we discussed before making this video is that, they could have at least put a picture or an image or a little clip of it, in their little montage they do at the beginning of the show. But we didn't even see that, and there's reason to be skeptical. I don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but it does raise a lot of questions. So let us know in the comment section what game you may be most disappointed about that it didn't show up at the E3 show. There is still the Microsoft and PlayStation show and Nintendo, so there may be some more stuff coming up there. We'll never know. I guess we will know. But so thanks for checking us out. Check out the rest of our videos about the stuff that did actually get announced over today, and check out the rest of our videos over the weekend. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for a whole lot more, and we'll see you guys online.
Peace out, guys.